Yeah. Yeah. And we have export standard, and then we have tradecraft standards, which are basically the same channels. We should delete one of these.
Candy, it's so cool how you're doing this interview live from a racetrack.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Sorry, it's my wife. She's having the runs again.
Jesus.
Kidding.
She sounds like a race car when she goes to the bathroom.
Was that a Honda or was that a bike? I couldn't tell.
It was a Civic.
A souped up Civic.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sounded like it.
Where the hell is Johnny?
If he's not here by 9 on the dot, I'm out.
Was it Shark Tank?
And for that reason,
Yeah, product out of business. For that reason, I'm out. They say that a lot. They say that a lot. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What?
There's a lot of shitty companies out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they always have like horrible offers. It's like, I want $1 million in exchange for 1% stake in my plastic bag company.
I will give you one high five if you give me $10 million to finance my dream of having a unicorn.
Hello and welcome back to the 3 Stack. I'm Boom Razzle and I'm joined again by Huge Poner and my other co-host Candy Roo. Today we have a very special episode lined up for you because we have our very first guest. Introducing Johnny Young, the voice actor of Crypto and Apex Legends. Johnny, how are you doing?
Hey, what's up? What's going on, guys? I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. So I think the first thing we just wanted to ask you was how does your day usually go being a voice actor?
Yeah, what is it like being, Johnny Young, day in the life,
The best hacker in the world.
the best hacker in the world.
The best actor in the world. It actually kind of varies. I mean, things have drastically changed since the whole coronavirus. So things, I guess I'll kind of go through, if you guys are curious, like what I do now as opposed to I did before.
Sure.
Wait, is it like a huge difference or?
There's a pretty big difference, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Sort of. Okay, so these days I recently changed my schedule since I've been streaming a lot more, and I really wasn't streaming before the whole pandemic. I just started getting into it, maybe like I want to say about a month before it happened. Got really lucky, and so I kind of was doing it part time. But these days I wake up like at 10. I check my email, get some coffee. If I had an audition the night before and I was too tired to get to it, then I'll try to knock it out in the morning before I start streaming, and then I'll stream, and then I'll end around like 2 or 3, have lunch, rest. If I need to edit, I'll edit. These days I'm trying to build out my studio, so as I told Candy, I'm like scraping glue off the walls right now and trying to research like how to get my actual acoustic foam and panels to stick. So
Yeah.
a lot of research there, checking up on the news, hanging out with friends at night virtually, and always a workout during the day.
Ooh, what does your workout look
Yeah.
like? What do you do to maintain that?
Yeah,
that
what do you
bod?
look like when you work out? Excuse me. What does your workout look like?
Christ.
Oh, hey, bro, guys, you got to say this for after the recording. And everything. So I invite you to private chat.
You're getting a DM after this one.
Workouts. So I work out with 2 different buddies. One guy. Okay, so with one guy, we do 50, 50, 50, 30, 40, 40, 40, 30, 30, 30, 20, 20, 20, and then we go back to 40, 40, 40, 30, 30, 30. And so what that means is we do 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and 50 squats, and there's no rest.
Is that the One Punch Man workout?
It's really close.
Okay, well, I had no idea. But yeah, that I started doing that and I started losing weight. Surprisingly, I lost a lot of weight compared to before the pandemic.
Damn.
Yeah, and then my other buddy, he's actually like a trainer, and he's trained like rappers and basketball players and all these guys. And I do his ab workouts with him. He's like, Johnny, I promise you, bro, after this pandemic's over, you're gonna get a 6-pack, man. I swear to God. And he's like, well, there's one thing I know how to do, and that's make 6-packs. And so, I trust him.
What if this guy's like huge? What if this guy's like fat, and then the only thing he has is a chiseled belly? Like just perfectly
No,
chiseled.
he is actually ripped. He's really ripped, and that's what he's known for.
Wait, is this Kane or is it someone
This is
else?
Kane. Yeah.
Oh,
This is
okay.
Kane. And Kane, and I've been doing his workouts, and I've been seeing results. It's crazy. So, yeah, that's what my normal day looks like. But
So
before all this, sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was just wondering, like, it sounded like there was just a little bit of editing and voice acting in there. Like, I was just wondering, like, how much of that are you doing?
Oh, dude, I'm doing well, it depends on the project, and it depends on the editing is YouTube stuff. So I talked to Candy about this as well, but it's like it's killing me. That's what's killing me. That's what's the time consumer right now. And I've been trying to find an editor, but just to kind of offload things, but the editing just takes up a lot. Just downloading the files. I don't know if you guys do your own YouTube
Yep.
videos, but again, I'm not some crazy editor either, so I can't make any crazy cuts. So it's been taking up a lot of time. Yeah.
Wait, you said you're having trouble finding an editor or what?
Yeah, try to find it. I'm having trouble finding an editor that I like. So
Ooh.
that last video that you saw that Stella made, that like
Yeah, yeah.
that's the kind of feel vibe I wanted. But
Yeah.
I've got a lot of offers, but yeah, just didn't match.
I feel
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
What's your YouTube channel name, so we can let our listeners know?
Oh, it's called the Tiger Hour.
The Tiger Hour. Okay, cool.
Yep.
What kind of
Yeah.
content do you usually post then?
Usually just like
It's tigers, just everywhere, just a bunch of tigers.
An hour of
mini
tigers.
large tigers, human tigers. No, just highlights from the games that I did. Fun stuff, funny stuff, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
There's got to be someone out there that can do what you need to do.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to wait on the right one.
Yeah.
Sounds
Wait a
like a
minute,
relationship.
why tigers? I see that your name on Discord is Tiger.
Is that your zodiac? Is that what this
Yeah,
is?
wait a minute.
No. It's so back in the day. So there's like a variety of meanings. So the tiger is actually the national animal of Korea. Me being Korean, but also there was a Korean rapper named guy by the name of Tiger JK, and he
I think
went,
I know this guy.
yeah,
Know of this guy.
he went to the same high school that I did, and I was a huge fan of his when I was listening to music back in the day. And so I got this name when I was like, I think in like middle school or something like that, and I just never changed it. That's what it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
So you said like life before the pandemic was really different. So I'm assuming like you're still doing auditions, but like are you just recording them locally or like videoing them in and sending them in now or?
Yeah, so yeah, like I said before, it's drastically changed because it's like my heavy focus is on streaming now. As
Really?
Yeah, and that's why I've been streaming so much more and trying to pump out videos. Um, excuse me, because I just think it's really cool. Because I think it's, and I mean, I kind of joked around with Candy Lot, and he did talk about you guys as well, Boom,
Mhm.
Boom, and Huge Boner. And I was really curious because like I always wanted to get into YouTube and Twitch, but I just didn't know how. And so seeing you guys, I'm just like, oh man, this is so cool. Like, just really, genuinely is really cool. And so that's what I've been focused on now. But before, what I was doing was that I was working on a multitude of a few projects, and so I'd have to go to the studios at least once or twice a week, and lay out whatever work I needed to do, come back, and then I would stream, and then I would go to this lifting gym, and then meet up with people. So it was kind of a transitional phase from like also doing voice acting to starting to kind of get curious about streaming and YouTube stuff. So it was kind of leaning towards that way anyway, but it was more heavily leaning, but I was kind of, I stepped away from on camera acting for about 2 years now. And I kind of started to get the itch again. So I was like, maybe I should get another agent. I just kind of wasn't sure. So I was a bit more active outside, I guess you would say, and not streaming focused.
Huh. All right. Would you
Yeah.
say you're like more of an introvert or extrovert? Like how is that? Is it like the pandemic like affecting you mentally, or are you adjusting pretty well? Because it seems like you're just so used to like going to the studio and record stuff, right, and meeting people. But now it's like a freaking 180, right? Like now you just gotta like send shit in from just like recorded stuff that you recorded, and then stream to
Yeah.
maybe sure, hundreds of people, but it's not the same as meeting people in real life and face to face.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Well, it's sort of similar because even when I like record Apex or other projects, it's like it's pretty much like you, the creators, some of the writers, maybe an audio director, and it's not very many people, the engineer,
Mhm.
and it's just you guys, and it's like it's so crazy to see so many fans reach out because it's like it's just me in the studio and the mic, and like a couple of guys over there. Hey guys, this is great, and we just walk out. But answering your question, Candy. I'm a pretty big introvert. Like even like yes, I talk about going to studios, but again, it's just I meet like 6 people, and sometimes I rarely talk to them. The Respawn guys I really talk to. Other projects like I just try to be respectful because it's like their project and I'm just trying to do my job, and they're just trying to bang the tracks out. So or the script out. So I just kind of do walk in there, do my job, and I do chit chat a little bit, but I kind of feel the vibe. And if people don't want to talk, I'm totally cool with that. I just kind of stay in my lane. And
Right.
and if some people do and want to goof around, I totally do that. But generally speaking, I am more of an introvert. And like people ask, "Oh, are you similar to crypto?" In a sense, I am because it's like when there's a lot of people, I kind of do shut down and I just kind of be a bit more observant.
In the same
And
way.
yeah, and I'm not like a huge like I go to clubs and like
I went to that
lounges.
respawn party with the stormtroopers.
That was insane. That was insane. Yeah, it was so dope though. But I was like geeking out. That was a lot of fun. But because I kind of knew some people, but
Hmm.
generally speaking, I'm not doing that. Usually, it's like on the weekends when it wasn't the pandemic. Me and my best friends would go to like one of our houses, and then we just get a few drinks, either play board games, turn on some music, and we just talk crap to each other. Yeah.
I feel
Nice.
that. I do
Yeah.
that to Candy all the time.
Yeah, he bullies me.
Yeah. Yeah, that or I mean, dating. I don't know. Who knows, right? So all that stuff. So
So, not a lot of people like at Respawn that do the voice acting. Like you guys haven't all like met and like socialized quite a bit, right? Like when you go in to do your studio work for Apex Legends, you're basically like in there in a sound booth by yourself, and like there's like interactive voice lines, but you're not actually recording this and interacting with someone, right? Or how does that work?
you're right. Specifically for Apex, we don't. I mean, we run into each other at the studio. Like I do see them once in a while, like here and there, and like they're doing their thing and I'm doing mine. But generally speaking, yes. I when we're doing I'm just by myself pretty much. But I do hang out with them actually. Like we all kind of do.
Oh,
Like
really?
yeah, we have a group text. We text each other every day. Like it goes off and we fart around and we joke. And we went on a karaoke night. We all went to Respawn twice together. Not everybody, but like most of us did.
Oh, that's
And
so
then
cool.
yeah, and then we had a Zoom party together. Had a couple adult beverages, and we kind of like just chatted and hung out. Yeah,
That's
they're
really cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
wow.
genuinely good people. They're
That
genuinely
Um,
good
makes me
people.
feel really good to know that you guys are like actually like friends with each other on the outside world. It's not just like business, like do my voice line
No,
and
dude.
see you
Like,
nerds, you know?
no, are you kidding me? Like, I talk to Mela Lifeline like at least once a week, at least. Justine, we text here and there. Roger, we just kind of joke around on Twitter, and you know, um, I Roger, I actually met in person, and we did the season 3 trailer together, like live.
I
Oh,
remember
Um,
that.
wow.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
yeah,
gonna
the
yeah,
ask
mocap one.
about that.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
for those who don't know, who are listening, Roger is the voice actor for Crypto. Just for the listeners who may not know him by name.
Mirage, you
And
mean?
Mirage.
What am I? What the? I'm so sorry.
You can be
Mirage.
crypto too. It doesn't matter. Yeah, whatever you want, man.
Yeah, I'm sure he can do a great Crypto, but not as good as
Yeah.
you.
I was rewatching the season 3 gameplay trailer just in preparation for
So
talking to
good.
you today.
Mhm.
And just Crypto and Mirage have like such a great rapport during the trailer. Like I'd actually kind of forgotten how like it was really just a story about you two. Um does that translate like some of your relationship with Roger?
Oh,
Like
in the
Crypto's
season 3?
relationship with Mirage. Because it seemed like you guys were genuinely having a fun time recording that. I could feel it.
Well, you mean recording the season 3 live? I mean the season 3 trailer, you mean? Or
Yes.
okay, yeah. You know, when I walked on set, I knew who he was because he voiced Batman and Ezio, and I didn't want to like, hey man, I didn't want to do that. So I just kind of gave him his space, and then when we were on set, like he was hilarious. He's just like Mirage. He just during the cuts, he's just farting around and joking around and cracking jokes, and everyone's laughing. And he's so charismatic, and he's just so witty, and he just kind of it's just yeah he is who he is, and so it was like I was trying to match his energy, and then like Drew, who was like the producer, he was like, oh, Crypto's a bit more down, and I was like, okay, yeah, I forgot, because it's like his energy was so infectious, and he was so kind to me. And even after that, I would run into him at different studios every week, every single week. I would run into him, and I talked to him, and he just gave me such great advice. And I kind of do look up to him, and he
So
gave me
cute.
such great advice. So it's like, he's more than that. It's more than like bros. It's and even during the Zoom talks, we had a serious talk, and he was so nice to me, and he was so awesome and like uplifting, and almost like mentorish. He's like, man, you got this, man, like you deserve this. And he was awesome. So yeah, he's a pretty cool guy.
That's awesome. I could definitely feel that energy between you guys. I hope that the footage, a recording of you being like a more excitable Crypto is out there some way.
Yeah, what does
Somewhere
that even
trying
sound
to
like?
match
Yeah,
Mirage.
let's reenact that. What does that even sound like, Johnny?
No, no, I mean like there were moments where like when we're skydiving or there was an explosion and like Mirage is and he's acting
Yeah.
like a goof, and then like there was a moment where like they wanted a banter between us while we are skydiving, and like he was cracking all these jokes, and I was trying not to laugh, and so I was trying to crack it back at him, but then they're like, no, Crypto's more low key, and so I had to play it more dry, and yeah, it's just hard. He is a
Wait, they
really
didn't give you lines, like, or just kind of like improv a little bit?
there were a couple times where he improv, and like like in the trailer when Mirage like walks by, and then when the ship shakes, and he
Mhm.
goes, what was that? And then he goes, and then he looks in the camera, he's like, wink. Like that was not in the script. He just kind of did that. He just did that.
Ah,
And and
Wow.
then, and then everyone's laughing, and they're like, we're keeping that. So yeah, he does a lot of amazing fun stuff. So
So
yeah.
you almost got to kind of do like some method acting in a sense with the voice lines and the character as it matches the in game, because like Crypto is like a very serious, almost kind of vindictive in a way, because he's trying to get
Mhm.
back at the Apex games. It's how he got into the arena in the first place.
Yeah.
So do you like have to like flip a switch when you go into the booth and you start recording voice lines to try to keep yourself like, okay, I'm a serious person, even though that may not be you as an individual?
I mean, not really. I can't like I'm like, hey guys, I kind of goof around, and then they'll play back some of the lines back to me so I can get in my headspace.
Hmm.
Excuse me. And then that kind of helps too, but it does help getting a bit more focused and serious, so that I can just because there's so many lines. So in order to power through them, or I don't want to say power through them, but in order to get through them, I just like to kind of be in that mindset so that I don't have to break and get in, break and get in. But
huh.
yeah, it's not like some crazy like method, anything like that. It was more of like the longer process was actually trying to find his voice, I guess.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
What did they tell you about Crypto? I don't know. Obviously, like the stuff that you're not allowed to tell us, so I'll just assume you won't do that. Like, what did they tell you about Crypto as you were preparing for the role? Like the first time, was there like demo art or inspiration, or I don't know, what did they tell
No.
you?
They told me, okay, so when I got the audition, they were like, he's kind of like this. And they kind of gave a rough description. And then they kind of listed characters in some movies.
Mhm.
And I kind of saw that. And then I was like, oh, geez, sorry. I kind of saw that, and I was like, okay, I get what they're trying to get at. And I had my own ideas of maybe if I add this, it could add to it. And so
Ooh.
I watched like 3 or 4 other movies that I thought that this character could live in, I guess, and might act like, and the reasons why he sounds like that. And so I did that, and then I
What was
remember,
one of the movies? Just
Yeah, what
curious.
are these movies?
I'm curious.
uh,
Like Jason Bourne or something, or
no. They're actually Korean movies. Uh, they had different ideas. This is not what Respawn gave me, but this was. I'm just gonna tell you what I looked into, and I'm like, this could probably be like crypto. And so there was one. There's what is it? I've just had it. I just had it. A Man from Nowhere was one. It's a Korean movie. I think it's on Amazon. It's called A Man from Nowhere. And the second one it was more of the dial, like the way he spoke, because I actually worked with this actor. His name is Chang Dong-gun, and he's a huge Korean star in Korea, but he needed to learn English for this one movie called The Warrior's Way, which was shot in the States with Jeffrey Rush and Kate Bosworth, and I worked with him for like about a year and a half. So I knew his cadence and his talk and the way he talked. So
huh.
I wanted to remember that, so I watched that movie again called No Tears for the Dead. That's on Amazon as well. And I rewatched those movies along with a couple others. Uh, what do you call that? What do you call that? The movie. Uh, oh my God, not A Man from Nowhere, and then also A Bittersweet Life. Those were more of his uh, essences. That's where it kind of came from.
So you
Yeah.
pulled from characters in those movies to kind of build your own interpretation of what Respawn wanted for crypto, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Along with whatever they gave me. Yeah.
That's really cool. I saw one of your clips from IMDb.
Uh-huh.
It was I can't remember the name of the movie, but you said a line. It was I think it was a Turkish film, the
Oh, yeah.
Aya or whatever.
Isla, yeah.
Isla, yes. And you said one line. I was like, "Holy crap, that's Crypto's voice right there." Just for like a brief second, I heard it, and I was like, "That sounds just like Crypto." And it was just wild, like going back, like watching your acting career, and like kind of being like, "Okay, that's more Crypto. That's not Crypto." Like, so yeah, it's really weird, like seeing someone like piece together a whole new character, but still like have that past. Kind of like influence, like, because Crypto being Korean, you're Korean. It's just like it's really cool how Respawn's trying to like find like an actual like person that personifies what they're going after as well.
Yeah.
I really like that. It's really cool, I think.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of the work is on their end, and they knew exactly what they wanted. And I mean, some characters I feel like they're more open for interpretation, but they with especially for crypto, they were really specific. And Manny,
Interesting.
yeah, the writer, he was pretty specific about what he wanted, and they were really secretive about what there even when they were like, this is what crypto's going through, like there was nothing on page. Like he told me, he had to tell me, like, okay, this is, and like there are times where they don't give me stuff until the time that like when we're recording. So and then
Jeez.
so they don't really, they're really tight with a lot of their stuff. Yeah.
Is it normal for like voice actors to like be from similar like backgrounds or nationalities, or just identify as closely to their characters as it seems like Apex Legends has done? Like it seems like from what I've seen from the behind the scenes with all the voice actors, like everybody really identifies with their characters, and like
Yeah,
even
for
are
sure.
sometimes like eerily similar. Like Gibraltar's voice actor seems
Yeah.
like really proud to be like represented in a video game.
He even
Is
kind
that
of looks like him
normal?
too.
I know, it's
All
wild.
of them do,
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone, I feel like, yeah, everyone has it's almost like the characters are caricatures of the actors almost, or have very like similar resemblances, but
Right.
totally. I mean, I think they do that on purpose. I'm assuming. I don't actually know, but I think they do draw from the actors. But I also do know that they do watch us and hear what we say, and I think they do try to pull from parts of our personalities. But yeah. And in terms of representation, for myself, I didn't realize it until I talked to Stella, who's a producer at IGN. We were talking about crypto, and me as an actor, I guess like the whole representation was secondary to me. Like the first thing that was important was, okay, like I had a job to do, and I was like, okay, how do I bring his voice? How strong does his accent need to be? Like, what are his intentions? Why is he doing this? And like, I just wanted to do a good job because I knew how big the game was, and it was sort of almost like I told Vince this as well. Vince, who owns Respawn, who's CEO of Respawn. I told him I was like, this like Titanfall is what like I wanted to be a part of that universe, and to be a part of it, I was like, I knew how big, the gaming community was, being a gamer myself, and I knew like it's like Marvel. It's like if you mess up a character that's like below. I mean, he's a new one, but in a dope game or like in a universe, it's like people get pissed, fans get pissed,
Yeah.
and so I didn't want to do that, and I was like, oh man, so I just wanted to do bring I wanted to do it justice. So that's what was first for me. And then it wasn't until later that people were like, so cool to have a Korean person represent a specifically Korean character. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I am, right? And then like it did kind of dawned on me. And they're like, yeah, there's never been like a Korean superhero in a sense. So he's kind of like a spy, he's kind of badass, He's this Asian guy who's badass, Asian, Korean specifically, but and I was like, I guess you're right. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I guess I never thought about that. I'm like, that's cool. And they're like, yeah, it's so cool that you get to do that. I'm like, yeah, it really is. I just didn't. You know what I mean? It's like I'm just trying to do a good job, and I'm just glad that everyone likes it. So
That
yeah.
is super super cool. I didn't think of it that way either. That really is a big deal.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I think kind of touching on what Johnny was saying was like, I mean, when he's talking about like being an Asian guy, I mean, typically you see Asian men portrayed as like, like the comedic relief, or like
Mhm.
the butt of the jokes. There's a few movies out there or shows out there that recently came out where the Asian dude is sort of like the protagonist, the badass. One of
Mhm.
them, I think Johnny, have you seen this one? It's Into the Badlands.
Yeah. I think we talked about this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one that I really really liked. There's been a handful, but it's always nice to see like, when an Asian dude is I don't want to say like quote unquote manly, but just like like exhibiting like badass
Yeah.
qualities.
Johnny Tran from Fast and the Furious with his S2000.
Yeah.
That's one.
Dude, there's
It's
so
true,
many.
but
I
yeah.
mean, okay, I have a quick confession. I actually haven't like watched any of the Fast and Furious movies. There's like 8 of them, and I'm just like, there's
Yeah.
no way I can ever like catch up, so I just never bothered.
Okay.
All right. Well, sorry about that, Johnny. Thanks for being here.
Oh, yeah, nice, short and sweet. Anyways, thanks, Kelly.
But guys, wait, come on.
The Fast and Furious movies are entertaining. They just get bigger and bigger and bigger. It went from like a street racing thug movie and now into international heist movie. But going back
Yeah.
to what you were saying, I mean, like, yeah, but they were kind of like antagonists, and it's like it's I don't know. It kind of back to what Candy was saying. It's like they're trying to now. They've been they've I think they've been active in trying to create a more badass Asian American male image, but a lot of these shows have flopped.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's no true iconic person except for like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, but he's like from the 80s,
Yeah,
like a long time ago.
Yeah, there's no one recent that's like that really sticks out. Because even like you could throw a badass Asian doing Call of Duty, it's gonna be forgettable. So it's
Right.
like it's interesting. I guess I was thinking about this recently, but it's interesting how crypto is like he's crypto, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Johnny, could you tell us a little? Because I know you said before you acted for like 18 years plus.
Yep. So sorry, dude. That is
no
my
worries.
washer. I'm gonna pull that out real quick so it doesn't keep beeping. I'm
Ooh,
so
okay.
sorry, guys.
No big deal.
Washer.
I'm sorry, my dishwasher. I just said washer.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
laundry or dish?
Sorry, you were saying, Candy?
Oh yeah. So you mentioned that you acted for 18 plus years ish.
Mhm.
Kind of like I don't know. Like, I would love to hear your experiences as an actor, and then sort of like how one gets into voice acting. So maybe it's a 2-part question. It's like, what was it
Sure.
like being an actor versus being a voice actor, and then also how does I know you answered this already on one of my videos, but I think a lot of people would love to hear it. Is how do
Yeah.
you break into voice acting? There's a lot of people that I know that really want to get into it, but I think you have a lot of firsthand experience.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. How much time you guys got?
Yeah, that's a big
We
question.
got all day.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to give you guys a decently, I'll try to answer everything within a decent period amount of time. So, act. Okay. So I started acting when I was 18 years old, and my parents, being Asian American parents, they were extremely like, they want me to overachieve. So, I was an Eagle Scout. I did martial arts. I was on the swim team. I was on the varsity swim team in high school. I did a lot of activities, and they wanted me to be either a doctor or a lawyer. Typical Asian American parents want, because and there is logic behind this, is because they came as immigrants and they worked their asses off to make ends meet, or to get to where they were, to have their son or daughters to have an easier life. And I totally got that. And my dad's actually, he told me, he told me his goal was so that I would never have to ever work, ever, because he went through it so bad. And but in my head, I was like, if I'm sheltered, I'm not going to learn anything. So I was more of a rebel, and I ended up going. And my mom actually is the one that put me through is like asked me to go to acting school just as an extracurricular activity. Little did she know, I'm like, this is it, and I dropped out of college, and they freaked out, and they're like, we're not going to help you. I'm like, I don't need your help. Al Pacino did it on his own. He washed dishes. I could do it too. So I got a
Hey,
job. Yeah, I got a job at California Pizza Kitchen. I was 18. I worked there for about a year. Paid my paid my way through acting school. I was at acting school for I think 2 years. So like I didn't have a lot. I didn't have a lot of money the first year. Second year, I made some more, so I was okay. And then the third year, I
how
was
how long is acting school? Like
you know
med
there's
school is like what, 4 years for like the basic stuff?
there's no length, but I was in that. I was at the Strasbourg acting school for about 2 years, and then the third year I was in the theater company. So that's kind of the way it went, and then I transferred over to the actor studio, the big famous actor studio that you guys know. Except there's one in New York, there's one in Los Angeles, and there's one on Sunset. And in order to get in, you needed to audition, but you needed to wait a year before you could audition. But there was a theater there called the Tiffany Theater back in the day, where the actor studio put up plays. And if you volunteered every weekend, you can cut that audition time from 1 year to 6 months. And so I did that every weekend. And, my teachers were like Harvey Keitel. If you guys don't know who he is, he's from he's in a bunch of movies, and Reservoir Dogs, and Martin Landau, two amazing, great actors. And I there were and then so I was going to audition for my spot, and apparently no one, like I think maybe one person in the entirety of the actor studio got accepted their first audition or something like that. If you fail twice, you have to wait a year to go audition again.
Oh,
So
jeez.
Holy crap.
Wow.
it's a grueling process. And so I apparently there was someone that was like 21. I think that was like the youngest at the time that I ever got in, and I was like 18. So I was like, I'm gonna be the youngest one. I think it was 18 or 19, and I was like, the youngest, and also the only Asian American or something like that.
Did you get it?
No, so my audition time was coming up, and then my dad was like, "Look, you're Asian American. You're never gonna get cast in Hollywood. Come to Korea." I thought about it. I said, "You're probably right." So I went to Korea. I could not speak a lick of
Hmm.
Korean. I was about 18, 19. I went to Korean school for 8 months. My dad was like, "It's gonna take you about 2 years to learn," and I was like, "I'll do it in
Wait, he
1 year."
wanted you to go to Korea to do acting, knowing that you didn't speak Korean, so you'd have to kind of like start over, like in a
Yeah, because
sense.
because he had a lot of connections in Korea. So
Ah,
if I could just get over the language hump, it would have been fine. So I went there, and then my dad was like, "It's gonna take you 2 years." I was like, "Nope, I'll do it in one." And then I pretty much like 24/7. I went to a college there for to learn Korean. And right after that, I went to a broadcasting studio to learn accent reduction. And then I would come home, eat dinner, do my homework, go to the gym, and then see my management company. And I did that for like 8 months every day. And I did not speak English. Or if someone spoke English to me, I told them I was Japanese. I wouldn't, because I wanted to learn it so bad. And I
Holy
forced
shit.
myself. And all my friends were Japanese, so they couldn't speak English to me. And I purposefully did that so that
It's
I didn't
crazy.
make any friends that spoke English because I needed to learn it as quick as I had to. So
That's
that was great.
drive. Holy moly.
Yeah.
See, dude, when you say you're fluent in Korean, I thought you're like me. You learned the language like early on in age or whatever.
Oh,
But you learned
yeah.
that like 18, 19, like that's crazy, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, I wanted to be like, Pacino was like my idol. And like, I wanted to be like him. I wanted to be the best. And so I didn't want anything stopping me. So yeah, I learned it in 8 months. And then it kind of didn't work out there. They wanted me to be a K-pop star because this is
What?
before
Really?
K yeah, this was before K-pop was big. And like, you could like, you didn't if you had rhythm back in the okay, now it's like, oh, it's like you need to be dancing, singing, rapping, like, special talented person to even be considered to
Right.
audition. Back in the day, if you had rhythm, they're big, like, it's just like pop. It's like they're factories. They pump out talent. And it's like if you had rhythm and you had good looks, and you had potential, they could build you. And so
You didn't take it or
I turned down 3 different companies. I said I wouldn't do it. I said I was an actor. I was like, "That's ridiculous. What am I wasting my time for?" And,
dang.
but I mean, hindsight 2020, it's like, it could have helped me because they're like, if you had a big album and you were in a big group and you gained popularity, it was easier for you to get on, like, a drama, like a Korean drama, and then get into films that way. It was just like a super speed turbo boost to get into, what I wanted to do.
But would you have been happy doing K-pop at the time? Because it's not what you were like looking to do, right?
Yeah, I was pretty stressed out, like, just even managing the language and, like, learning the culture and everything because it's so different. Because I was so American. I was so, like, I say whatever the hell I want, and, like, there, it's like, to the elders, you can't say that. Even if they're 1 year older than you, gotta give them respect, and, like, all sorts of, subculture stuff, and I was really stressed out.
Hmm.
So, that's the reason why I ended up coming back to the States because I ended up fighting with my management company. Um,
You
and
fighting with your management company?
Like, we just didn't agree on things.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not, like, fist fighting or anything. But we ended up coming back and then started all over again, and then within the first 2 weeks, I think I found an agent at some showcase, and then right after I signed with the agent, and a management manager because I was like, "I need to, like, put up scenes." And the crazy thing was is that because I didn't speak English and I was so hardcore in Korean, I forgot English and I had a
What?
Korean accent. It was crazy, dude. And so I
Jesus.
had to relearn English because I couldn't. It would take me too long to read the plays in English. I would stutter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I had to undo that and then learn English again. And apparently one of the agents said I had an accent. I was like, I was born here, and what are you talking about? But
And what are you guys?
So, yeah, and then I booked a horror movie, and then, like, I get killed in one scene. And then, right after that, the craziest thing happened. I booked a movie, it was called Crossing Over. It was kinda like Crash, where there's, like, 5 different, stories that came together, and it was with, like, Alice Eve, Alicia Braga, Sean Penn, Ray Liotta, like,
Holy
Harrison
crap.
Ford. Yeah, it was, like, a star-studded cast, and it was my second movie ever, and then it was my first speaking movie. So I got Taft-Hartley, and what that means is, as an actor, you can't act unless you are with this Screen Actors Guild union, and in order to get your, uh, card, you have to have lines in a film or television show, and but in order to have lines in a film or television show, you need to have that card. In order to get that
Yeah,
card, you need that.
that seems bogus.
Yeah, it's a catch-22, it's impossible. And so, I did all this extra work, and then I remember going in for that audition. There was, like, 50 to 100 people there. I remember like all Asian, every Asian person in Los Angeles was there.
Oh, boy.
And
Oh my
it was
god.
crazy. It was insane. It was insane, dude. I still remember that. And I think out of like all those people, I think it was like 3 of us got cast, and 3 or 4 of us got cast, and we had like a bunch of scenes. It was so crazy to like do that, to
Huh.
have that. And it was like this, it was a Weinstein film. So, back in the day, if it was a Weinstein film, he usually pumped out like uh really Academy, nominated types of films.
Yeah.
Um and so I was super excited, and there was buzz, and then we shot it, and then you know it just, it kind of passed by. The film kind of passed by, but the experience was great. The filmmaker Wayne Kramer did the cooler, amazing, kind director as well, and I learned so much on that movie. Um, and then after that, I shot a couple more movies and did like bit parts here and there in TV, and it was rough. It was honestly rough. Like a lot of agents didn't know how to sell me. They were just like, "You're,
It was
you
rough
know,
for the entire 18 years, or did it pick up at any point, or was voice acting really your saving grace?
um, I mean, how do I say this? I guess looking back on it now, I can say that I've done a lot more than most people have when they come to Hollywood, right?
Hmm.
Isla was, in 2017, it was submitted to, for Best Foreign Picture at the Academy Awards, and I went to some of the dinners. It was crazy. Like I didn't ever think that would ever happen either. So looking back on it now, I had very good experiences, but I still don't think I had, in my personal opinion, like it just wasn't working enough. And so I was thinking of maybe not acting anymore. And then I was in between work, and I was playing a lot of video games.
Mhm.
And that's just what I did to unwind. And I remember playing Overwatch and Black Ops, I'm like, and I saw Instagram, and my friend Charlotte Chung, who voices both Seraph and Diva, like she was like, posting it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're a voice actor. This is so cool that you're in these video games. I play these games. Like, how do I become part of this?" And she knew me because every year there's a showcase called the ABC Diversity Showcase, and they get like 5,000 actors, and they boil it down to like 12, and then out of that 12, they do a showcase for all the agents and casting directors in Hollywood, and then one or two or three may be put in shows, or they may be like put as series regulars. And I auditioned for that, and she was my reader. And so what that means is, she in scenes there's two people, and so producers and directors are, they're busy looking at me, and I need someone to read off of. So she was my reader, and she was also a finalist the year before. So that's how she knew me, and then she knew my work, and she was, really like, "Hey, Johnny, man, I'm rooting for you." And so she literally just walked me into her agency. She's like, "This is my agency. Hit them up. Tell them that I sent you," because she knew my work, and I didn't have a reel, and um, I didn't know how crazy that was. But I walked in, we sat down. They're like, "Do you have a reel?" I'm like, "No, but I've been playing games. I've been playing video games for like 30 whatever amount of years, right? But I've been playing video games my whole life, and I'm an actor. I know how to marry these two. I do, trust me, I do. Like, and I gave him examples, and I was like, doing these voices inside the room. Like the 4 of them were sitting in this huge, large room, like, looking at me, and we're talking about projects. And it was E3 time, and 2 of my best friends are programmers. And I was like, look, they're making these games. They're at E3. I know that the Division just came out, and like, I knew the slate of everything because that's just what I do on my free time. And so I was, I was like, trust me, just give me a shot. I won't let you down. I want to be like Troy Baker. I want to be like Nolan North. That's the goal. That's the end game. And so they're like, okay, that's, it could sound like crazy talk from, someone that has no experience and has a 0 resume. But, they sent me a few auditions. I did them in the agency studio.
Mhm.
Looking back on it now, it seemed like those were like trials, I guess, like them just trying me. Um,
Testing you?
Testing me, yeah. And then shortly after, I booked Ghost in a Shell. I did a voice match for Michael Pitt's voice, the cyborg he played in the live action Ghost in a Shell with Scarlett Johansson.
Yep.
I did all of his ADR. I don't know if they used my voice, but I did cover all of his lines. So that was cool. And then I booked World War Z shortly after that. And then shortly after that, Charlotte was like doing her whole diva short, and she was like, "Did
For
they see you?
Overwatch.
I want you to be a part of this in Overwatch." Yeah. And I was like, I submitted my audition. She's like, I promised to tell the director, and she championed me. And then I ended up getting that. And then right after that, I got Apex Legends. And then after Apex Legends, you know.
You start doing less.
Nice.
I forgot. I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying, guys?
You were doing great, man.
Yeah. So I just blanked, but yeah.
So you just like started doing less like in real life acting stuff, and you just slowly just start taking in more voice acting stuff, right? It wasn't never like a hard switch, or
it was. I mean, I was kind of at that point where I was getting a little exhausted, and I was almost. I even told one of my friends who is this incredible writer. He did this one man show and toured all of the U.S. He won all these prizes, and he wrote this play. And he wanted me to read for it, and we did like 5 or 6 readings, like in New York and in LA, like 5 or 6 different times, and I believe it. I believe it's either going to be a Netflix show or it's going to be on Broadway someday. I believe in his writing that much, and he wanted me to, any actor would jump, especially with his type of writing. Any sane actor would jump on it, but I'm like, I told him, I was like, I'm done, man. I'm done, man. I might just move to Korea. I don't know.
What are you gonna do, dude? If it wasn't acting, yeah, what were you thinking?
I don't know, man. I was a little burned out.
Dang.
Yeah, and I was like, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. And he was like, "Come on, bro," and "Come on." And I was like, "Dude, it's not. I love your work, bro, but I'm just." He's like, "Look," and I told him, I was like, "Look, I haven't been on stage in like 3 years. I didn't shoot a movie in 2. Like, I'm just gonna do this reading, and I'm gonna put my best foot forward to make you look good, because I know a lot of people are looking at you, and I'm gonna put forth what I feel like what level this character should be." And so we did the reading, and he's like, "Bro, you have to play this part." And I was like, "Man, I don't, dude, this part's too old for me, man." He's like, "We'll put makeup on you," and he just really wanted me to play it. So I he's one of my close friends, and so that's what kept me going. And then, of course, Apex, and so I was like 1 foot out, and then it kind of just brought me back in, and then and then the whole season 3 trailer, working with Roger and being on set, it kind of brought back memories of kind of being on set, and it felt so good to work with such good people. So I just kind of came back in, I guess.
And then when we were playing together first time, you had some, I guess, like advice for people who want to get into voice acting. Is there anything that stuck out to you? You mentioned a couple of things, but I guess if you wanted to go over it again.
Absolutely, sure, yeah. I mean, people ask me all the time. So, okay, but before I get into that, I didn't realize that like people were like, "It's so hard to get into voice acting." I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, I just like, I acted like a goofball, and I kind of did it.
Made a clown
And,
noise, and I was in.
I was like, that's how I did it. I don't know. Like, I played a shitload of video games and watched cartoons. I mean, I don't know. Like, no, but I guess I didn't realize how difficult it was. That, and also even streaming, like what you guys are doing in YouTube content. But to get into voice acting, people ask, they're like, "How do I get into voice acting?" I'm like, "Go act. Like, do plays. Go to acting school." I know that some actors are just only voice actors. So, uh, I don't know their process, but my whole thing is, why would you shortchange yourself? It's kind of the same thing where you learn how to build character, break down the script, find moments, find comedic timing, all that stuff. So studying sitcom, theater, drama, film, television, all of the above, that will all help. And so I just tell them, do theater, watch TV, watch a bunch of movies, play video, anything with performance based, be inspired, but also breaking down a script. There's a science to it as well. That's what I mean, like, go to acting school. I believe in that, because Roger says that he's like, he's a voice actor, but I saw him on set. I saw him work on set. this guy is not just a voice actor. I can tell. I don't care what the hell even what he says. I saw him perform. He is a performer, even though he's primarily a voice actor. Like I saw him work. I saw him know his marks. I saw him like going over the lines, boom, boom, and then creating moments like on the fly. It was like it was genius watching him. To be very honest.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's my advice for that. And know as much as you can and just have fun. That's usually it. People freak out because they think it's this huge job, and it is. But if you're prepared, and you'll be loose and just have fun. Yeah,
So, something I kind of want to get your take on this.
sure.
I've started to notice there's a much larger Asian influence on American culture. Um,
Mhm.
I think it was 2016. Train to Busan came out,
Yeah, yeah.
and then last year Parasite came out and won
Mhm.
a ton of awards. I love both those
That's a good
films.
movie. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, it was
It's
super
incredible.
good.
yeah.
Um, have you started to notice, like, from not being an Asian American, so I'm probably not as plugged into that kind of culture as you or even Candy maybe. Are you
Maybe.
noticing the same kind of trend? Whatever, Candy. Are you noticing the same kind of trend ongoing right now? And like, is like, how does that make you feel? Like, is that exciting for you or?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely really, really cool to see, things changing. Like Simi Liu from Kim's Convenience being cast as Shang-Chi, as the first Asian Marvel superhero. That was cool. The guy from Train from Busan, he's in the Immortals with no, not was it the Immortals? The
I don't know off the top of my head.
yeah, the new Marvel thing with Angelina Jolie. Anyway, so yeah, there is a trend. I think that it's stronger than what it used to be, and with Mulan coming out, and even in gaming, it's like there's a lot of cool stuff happening. I'm very grateful. It's definitely 1,000 times more different than when I first started acting, when I would have one audition a month.
Yeah, it feels like
Right.
Respawn's really cognizant about like ensuring that the people that are playing Apex Legends or whatever future Respawn game that they develop that's coming out, they're like somehow represented
Yeah,
through the characters, and they've done a really good job at making a diverse yet interesting set of legends with like
yeah,
super varying backstories. Like it's just really cool to see that. And it's like you don't really notice it at first. And then like when you start to read their bios, like their legend bios and read their backgrounds, get into like who is Watson, who is Caustic. You're like, wow, that's really cool. Like they're all so different, but they all like play off of each other really well. It's really cool that they're kind of taking gaming to like that direction because it has been predominantly like and in my mind, it's been like very predominantly these are white characters in this video game, and that's largely it, for a lot of games.
yeah. And again, it's you know again, I completely understand that. And it's like, back in the day, it's one of the agents told me, it's just, I understand it's business. You know what I mean? And I totally understand that.
Sure, absolutely,
Um, and things, but I'm kind of glad you brought that point up, because it's like, kind of like you said, it's like I feel like Respawn didn't done it right, because it's like, you see these cool characters and you're like, oh, that's right, they're this, they're that. It's not, but they're just interesting people, and they just happen to be here. Instead of being like, when you see some movies, it's like, America's falling. Oh, there's a Chinese billionaire, and we gotta get, and it's just out of nowhere. It's like, what? It doesn't make any sense, and it just kind of, you just plug them in, and I'm like, I don't know. That's not just
Does
okay.
not right. Does
a
not.
little
But it's like,
little shallow.
yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, I think Respawn has definitely done a tremendous job. I'm very, very happy. It's crazy. Like, even me, like, I'm like, I can't believe I'm part of this. It's so crazy. I'm like I'm a gamer, and I'm like, this is crazy. It's awesome. I just forget sometimes that I'm a part of it when I'm streaming. So
I couldn't even imagine. Like that's got to be like surreal.
yeah, it's cool. I can't lie. It's really cool. And some people. I was talking to my other friend, who was on a show, and we've been talking for about it. We've been talking for about a decade about this, And I'm like, I guess it kind of just happened. She's like, no, John. It's like, it took 18 years for you to get here. And I was like, yeah, I guess you're right, you know, because some people kind of see it as like it just kind of happened. So yeah.
Wow. That's like that's such a cool journey that you've had. I don't know. It's just and I think that part of how the legends like they're just very authentic. They're not like tokenified in
Yeah.
some other games where it's just like, oh, like this is like just the most surface level of inclusivity that we thought like wouldn't affect the bottom line. But like I think what I don't know makes Apex so appealing to me on like a whole nother level is the soul that the characters have. I think that's just really great.
Yeah, and I think that that has to do with the writers, to be honest. I mean, they're so dope. I mean, then they're so good at what they do, you know. I mean, technically we are the faces of the game, but we're just such a small part. I mean, the writers really, really bring the soul into the game, you know. Ashley, Tom, Manny, who am I forgetting here? I'm blanking here, but yeah, but sorry, but yeah, all the writers bring so much into it, and it takes a team of people to create each character. You know, I met all the people that helped create Crypto, and they're just really really cool. Everyone at Respawn is really really cool.
So I
there,
go ahead,
Boone.
Boner.
No, you go ahead.
Okay,
Jesus.
okay, I'll go. So you said you met the people that were the minds behind Crypto and wrote his story.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you're allowed to tell us, but do you have any idea what you'd like to see Crypto's heirloom be?
I've get, I've been asked that so much, and to be
Okay.
honest, anything gameplay related, I have no idea, brother. No idea. I mean, I did see, I can say it now, but the last time I was at Respawn, I was walking by, yeah, I saw Loba, um,
From the back or
but
from the front?
Oh boy.
Candy.
candy.
That's cool though.
It's funny. Yeah. But yeah, in terms of game, like I don't know. Like honestly, I literally just go in. They're like, "Hey Johnny, what's going on? How you been?" And we kind of sit down, we chat, we kind of fart around, and we laugh a little bit. We're like, okay, you guys want to get in the studio?" And then they explain the scenario, the situation. I'm like, "Cool, that's awesome." And then I lay the tracks down, and then like if something's about to launch, sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, this is what's gonna happen," or like they show me this, and I'm like, "Oh, that's really cool." I'm like, and then I forget about it, and then maybe like I don't know, whenever it comes out, I'm like, oh, that's crazy. I forgot about that,
Yeah.
I'm
It
guessing
just
it's going to be like a data knife though from Titanfall. That would
That'd
make
be
sense,
cool.
because that's what the pilots use to like hack terminals and whatnot. So it would kind of make sense that Crypto's holding a data knife in my mind, but
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of big on the knife thing right now with Octane and Wraith's heirlooms.
Yeah, everyone's got a
yeah.
knife.
Everyone keeps asking me about more lore, or like, what do you think? And I'm like, guys, if you play Titanfall 2, all the answers are there. They're all there if you ever play Titanfall 2. It's like it's quite obvious that everything is there, and people have never played it. I'm really surprised.
I need to go back and play it. I played the multiplayer for a little bit back in the day, but
Yeah.
like the only thing I remember is like the alternator was like disgustingly good. Like that's the only
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So I was a Gen 10 pilot in Titanfall 1, but it was only like I think November or December I played Titanfall 2 for the first time, the whole
Mhm.
campaign, and then I played multiplayer for like maybe 3 hours on stream. And it was really fun. I remember hearing my friends that played it. I think I was on Battlefield at the time. Battlefield 4 I think came out at
Mhm.
about the same time.
Yeah.
All my friends talked about how good Titanfall 2 was, but I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna stick with Battlefield. And
Oh man.
yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like I
yeah.
missed out now because like if Apex came out and I had already played Titanfall 2, I would have been so hype. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to go back and play. I'm playing that Fallen Order, the Jedi Fallen Order, Johnny. So
Oh,
I gotta
that's
work
right.
through that first, and then I gotta do Titanfall
Yeah,
2, the
yeah.
campaign. I remember when
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 came up though, like I talked about this a little bit with you before, but I think the point has to be made that like when Titanfall 2 came out, it was during that time when like everyone was up in arms about paying more than $60 for like
Yeah.
because like it was I think I think Battlefield or maybe a Call of Duty, they were doing like the whole like, oh, you can buy a season pass for like $110. And
Oh my
everyone
God.
was like, it was a new concept. So like everyone was like really pissed off and like, oh man, screw Activision and EA or whoever. But Titanfall 2 comes out and it's just like $60 for the game. There's going to be DLC, new maps, new whatever, and that's it. Just $60 for it, and like no one cared. Like none of the press. I don't think any of the press covered it. No one
No.
brought it up, and I just felt horrible because like Titanfall 2 was such a good game, but like Respawn wasn't. It just felt like one of those cases where like good deeds go unnoticed. In my
Yeah.
opinion, you know what I mean? Like no one really gave a shit.
I would say that Titanfall 2's lack of success, if you can even say that really,
Mhm.
is probably attributed to Titanfall 1 not having a built-in campaign. And people
Yeah.
like it was fun to play multiplayer, especially if you had a full squad, but
Mhm.
it just got kind of repetitive after a time. Like I literally hit 10th gen and I was like, okay, I'm done. Like I don't
Your
really
life is complete.
Right.
yeah,
Well,
like I
Yeah.
felt like I was done with the game essentially, even though, it was still fun, but
I
yeah.
think I think Timefall 2 did get released like between games too, right? Like
Yeah.
it was
Big
like
games.
yeah, like it was like it was like released like right before, at the same time, or right after, like right
Battlefield.
the Battlefield exactly.
Yeah, I think it was Battlefield 4, but I could be wrong.
Was
Yeah.
it? I
Yeah,
don't
it was.
remember.
That's why everyone was so pissed because they cannibalized their own game.
It's awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that rings a bell to me.
Yeah, but it's crazy because it's like everyone's like, "Dude, Apex, the Apex movement, Apex." I'm like, "Dude, did you ever play Titanfall? It's the same thing." I'm like, "You ever see the weapons there?" And like, it's like, I was like, it's crazy, and it's like again through the campaign, all the lore is there, like everything is there, all the weapons are there. Like I remember when they started releasing, what was the new weapons that came out? Like the charge rifle.
Charge rifle. Yeah, that's in season 3.
I was like, that's in Titanfall too, guys. Yeah, that's there, dude.
Yep, snipe pilots out of the air with the charge rifle. That was
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
my favorite things to do.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell everyone on stream that I was like, "Oh, dude, all the answers are all there." But yeah, I mean, I'm like, "Oh man, I miss it so much," because it's like I wish. Uh, I think there still is a community, but it's like it's
Yeah,
hard
it's
to
an old
It's
engage.
game
pretty
now.
small,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
It's like what, 7 years now or 6
something like
years?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I streamed it on Twitch, it was basically like I was the highest viewed streamer on Titanfall 2, and like there was people coming into my chat and saying like, "Oh, thank you so much for bringing viewers to the game." Like thank you so much. And I was like, "What? Like what do you mean?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, you're top viewed on Titanfall 2 right now." But it was like out of like 20 or 30 people, and I only had like 40 people in my stream at the time, but like
Yeah.
they thought it was like the coolest thing. It was like, man, it really puts things into perspective, you know?
Yeah, and then the drop ship, the same. The
Yeah.
event today, same thing. You land on drop ship, and then when you escape out of the drop ship. It's the same thing, and it's crazy to see how, well, I mean, it's crazy and also finally good to see people embracing it. I'm like, "Oh, okay." I don't know, maybe it was ahead of its time, who knows? I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure even if you can't say or won't say, but it really Apex's success really makes me question whether or not Titanfall 3 is even going to happen at this point, because it's
Right,
like
right.
why would they divert resources into a game that's going to be shadowed by their own BR? Like
Yeah.
like there's a lot of Titanfall diehards that are probably like Titanfall 3, here we come, like it's gonna
Yeah.
happen. Like, I don't know. Like I don't personally see that happening. I don't
I
know
don't
why
either.
Respawn would do that
Yeah.
at this point, but
Yeah, I know. I see, yeah, and I see what you guys are saying. It's just, it's just doing so well, so it's like I totally know what you guys are saying.
yeah, I've often talked about like if Titanfall 3 does happen, what could be the case is Titanfall 3 comes out as like a standalone $30-$40 game. And then, oh, bonus, you get Apex Legends 2 for free, which is the BR that you guys all know and love. And they just have their same pack. You can
Hmm.
buy the packs the same, so it funds the BR separately. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, I'm just saying, Respawn, if you're looking to hire some people,
Oh
got
my
some
god.
ideas here.
Actually, I think they are actually hiring right now. Funny enough.
Go, Poner.
Yeah, go. I would sacrifice a goat for Titanfall 3, dude. I would. I mean, I
Oh my
want that
God.
so bad, bro. Not even funny. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy because it's like I remember during those times when I didn't have work, I was like, dude, forget the movies that are out right now, dude. I was like, dude, you gotta see his trailer, bro. You gotta see his trailer. And I showed him the pilot trailer. I'm like, bro, how crazy would it be to be a part of this, man? How crazy would it be? You
Oh
know,
man, have you told them the story about Kane? You not
no,
no? The
no,
one where like you got casted.
no.
We
Which,
sh-
yeah.
and you couldn't say anything for like 8 months or whatever.
Me? Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I don't think it was Kane, but yeah. So,
Oh, it was Kane.
so yeah,
Let's
yeah. It was
assume it
another
was.
friend. It was a mutual friend of ours. But I have a friend. This is actually kind of funny. So I have a friend group and we play together at night. And his handle is Jedi Master Lee. And Jedi and I, we played a bunch of Division with our other buddies. And I remember Apex came out, and we played Apex together as well. And then I got cast in it, and he's like, Johnny, did you try this game? I was like, nah, dude, what is this? And he's like, oh, it's called Apex Legends. I'm like, oh, it's cool, man. So you want to play? I'm like, sure, dude. And so me and him and this other guy, his name Drunken, we were playing together, and he was like, my buddy Jedi was like, oh, this is how you play, man. You drop in, you pick up all this armor and these guns. I'm like, oh, that's cool, bro. That's cool. Kind of plays like Titanfall. I was like, yeah, exactly, dude. He's like, the movement's great. I'm like, that's awesome, bro. And then we would play every night, right? And then he goes, dude, did you hear? Did you hear, dude? They're gonna drop something, bro. And this was like exactly around the time I was going into the studio recording this stuff. And they're like, dude, there's like this secret, bro. This new poster came out. There's like this maybe, I don't know, Asian guy, like hero. He's a mysterious legend guy. Like, dude, and then like he would tell me all like the leaks. And I'm like, dude, bro, that's awesome, bro. I have no idea, man. I have no idea. That's awesome, bro. That's cool. And he goes, yo, and he was like telling me all about the lore and everything. And then after they announced that it was me, I was like, hey, brother, I just sent them the article. And I was like,
Oh my
I was
God.
like, I'm crypto. And he's like, what? And so I had to keep it from him for like 8 months. It was crazy.
Whole 8 months?
Yeah, something like that. Something like
Holy
that.
crap. Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I'm Batman. It's like, what? Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So I got one question for you in particular, because like
Sure.
Crypto speaks Korean in the game sometimes, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I already know this.
Yeah, so I talked to Kenny about this. I was like, "Can I ask Johnny this?" And Kenny kind of gave me the approval for this. So I've gotten a kill with Crypto before, and he says
Mhm.
like "Kuchinoa" or something like that real quick.
Mhm. Mhm.
I have, obviously I have no idea. What does he say when you get the kill?
What does he say? Let me try to
It's like
decipher this.
"Kuchinoa" or something like really quick, and then he says something slowly after that.
Uh,
Usually,
After he kills someone?
yes.
How about you go through all the Korean lines you remember for Crypto?
Dude, I don't know. I don't
Oh
know.
my God.
Shit ton.
Dude, there's a lot, bro. We you know, like how okay, you guys will know this. You know how you guys stream for like 4 hours and your brain's fried and you don't know what you guys just did? That's
Oh, yeah.
exactly the feeling.
I start
After
too
we
much
record
G
this.
Fool. My brain doesn't fry, bro.
Keeps him going.
See, I don't know about you, bro, but I just keep going, bro.
I have a baby, so my brain is always fried. So
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling, dude. That's why I don't remember anything. I'm just trying. My brain is just trying not to fail. And I'm just trying to give them the recording. So
are you actually a simulacrum? Is that what's going on?
what's that?
What? No,
What?
you don't. How do you not know what a simulacrum is? It's what
I have no
Revenant
idea.
is. Like his brain, his head is like
Oh, I
in
see.
the machine. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you just really proved your point.
Dude, yeah, you mean like yeah, your consciousness is in something else.
Yeah.
I see. I might be. I have no idea, bro. Okay, so you guys sent me this. What do you? Which one is this?
Oh,
Oh, I
look it
I just posted a quick thing. I don't know if any of these lines ring a bell to you.
Yeah, I'm ready to now.
그래도 넌 죽었어.
None of these seem familiar, Poner.
They don't read like what I would have expected him to say.
Uh,
Maybe sorry, this may be the last time you compete. But
which one
I
is
don't
that?
know.
That is
Number
literally
2.
like 3 characters. How is that? like
Oh,
10
it
words
just
in
means
English.
sorry. 미안해.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's number 3. Like don't. It's pretty much like don't do stupid things. It's like don't be an idiot. Pretty much.
Can you read that in Korean like Crypto would?
Yeah. 멍청한 짓. One second. 멍청한 짓을 하지 마.
Ooh.
That kind of sounds like it.
No, I don't think it is.
I gotta find a clip though. I
Yeah,
gotta
you
find
gotta
a
find a
clip where he
clip.
actually says it. Because every time he says it, I'm like, what does that
Oh,
mean?
wait.
It sounds so dope.
Maybe it's 6. Maybe it's 6.
6. 그래도 넌 별로야. Nope.
Nope.
Doesn't sound like it.
Oh,
Nope.
wait, how about 8?
Number. He just. 솔직하게 말해.
Was that it, Poner?
It kind of sounds like it. Yeah, it might be number 8.
How long were you on his tail? Be honest.
Tell him honestly.
That just means tell me honestly. That's what it means.
I see.
Oh, so it's like implied. Like, how long were you behind me?
I think
It's like tell me honestly.
just tell me. I don't know. I don't remember if I say the English part either. Dude, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a fair point because there is an English part in front of that. So
Yeah.
Oh,
So I might say
right.
the English part because usually a lot of the lines I'll say something in English and then I'll finish it in Korean. So the audience generally has a general gist of what he's saying, but they don't exactly know. And the whole point of that is because he's cryptic.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty dope. I always just assumed it was like get wrecked noob or something to that effect.
Scholars debated the translation for millennia.
Right, exactly.
It's hieroglyphics.
Johnny, you might be asked this a lot, but do you have a favorite crypto line? Like, is there anything that you think is just like quintessential or you just like really liked performing?
I don't know about performing, but I thought there was a funny one, which someone made art of it for me, and it says on the back of the art, it says, "I'll crack your securities in your face."
I love it.
And then some people always spam this one, which is kind of funny. It's like it's access denied, but then they'll keep access denied. Keep pushing it.
Oh, from like the drop ship when you're coming in. Oh yeah.
That's Christ.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you do. I just love it. It's just so awesome hearing it. Like it just gets me every time, man. Hearing crypto in my ears.
Yeah, dude. Appreciate it, man.
Did you ever whip it out like in public? Like
no.
What?
What?
The voice.
No.
The podcast, kid. You remember the podcast?
You ever just like whip it out?
No, but like if you're at like an event or something, and people who aren't familiar with, say, aren't familiar with you and don't know that you're actually crypto, but they're into gaming. I don't know.
No. I'm never like, oh.
Never use it on like a date or something, you know? Like,
No. I'm never like, oh, I'm this guy or I voice this or I just don't even talk about it until they start asking me. When they start asking me, I'm like, yeah, I work in entertainment. And then if they pass, then it passes. If they want to know more, like, what do you do? Then, I'll talk to them. They're like, where can I see your work? And then, I'll just show them. And then,
but you don't like wear a big sign that says like, I'm crypto.
No.
No. Yeah, Candy, we've been telling you, you shouldn't wear that sign,
Yeah,
Candy. I'm Candy. That t-shirt sucks.
Not especially made. It took weeks to get here.
Johnny, I have two thoughts I want to run by you.
Sure.
One is this would be such a great YouTube video for you to do, walking around like a Comic-Con or something in the crypto outfit where his like face is covered or something, and like taking pictures of people because it's great cosplay. I think like whoever the Spider-Man actor did that, and then like reveal it's like it's me, it's Johnny. Also, have you ever seen that that legendary skin before? That's one of I think that's my favorite skin in the game. Is the like the spirit demon mask one where he has like the white feathers. Are you familiar with that? Like with that image?
Yeah. It's a traditional Korean. It's called talchum. I think that's what it was called. Yeah. It's if you look it up, it's like TALCHUM. CHUM, and it's a real dance mask. Online here, let me send you the Google link.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
looking at
looking
it
it
now.
up. I was looking it up a little bit, and people, the best I got was, yeah, it's traditional. It's for dancing, so it's just like there's hairs and feathers all over it, so it like looks mesmerizing.
Yeah.
And just lions are powerful in the culture, and it's just meant to ward off kind of generic
Is that
demons.
supposed to be a lion?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like a freaky lion. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, lions. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know too much of the history, but yeah, it is a very traditional mask. But in terms
That's
of
good.
cosplay, like I would totally do that. Like people always ask me, and I was telling them, I was like, yeah, if Respawn does anything, or if I ever get invited to Comic Con, I actually got invited to Celebrity Fan Fest in Texas, and I was supposed to be there in June, but because this whole thing happened,
Yeah, it's probably not happening.
yeah, I mean, it got canceled, but it would have been that was the goal. That's why in February I joined a lifting gym, and I was trying to get jacked. I was just trying to get ripped for getting in real good shape for the con. And then if it came up, I would have totally done it. But
Dang.
yeah.
Nice for the buff crypto DLC.
Oh my god.
But Kane will get me there. He's gonna get me that 6-pack, and then maybe I'll cosplay it. Who knows?
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Johnny, for joining us on the 3 stack. So I guess when we have a guest, is it called the 4 stack? I don't know. We'll have to work on that. But Johnny, for our outro, we'd really love for you to plug any relevant projects that you're working on. We want to know your YouTube, your Twitch, or otherwise. So please plug your stuff. And just as our last question, we would like you to tell us your fondest moment in your gaming career. Just like your happiest moment, whatever that may be interpreted as. We'd love to know. So thanks again, Johnny.
Happiest moment? What do you mean by that? Like in terms of my
So what's your fondest gaming memory? So for example, for me, it's probably a toss-up playing Ocarina of Time on N64 with my sister. That was just like something, like I just remember it was kind of like the first open world game I'd ever played. So it's just like shocking when you go out into the Hylian fields and there's just like so much space. And it was just such a great bonding moment. And it's honestly, it's either that or this competitive push that Poner and I made a couple of years ago in PUBG, like the OG Battle Royale game, where we made it into the top 10 leaderboard as a duos team. And it was just like this really, like I felt like I was at the top of my game skill wise. And it was just like really incredible pushing myself to see like how good can I be. So I don't know, to me, that's 2 of my most fond gaming moments.
Okay, awesome. All right. So yeah, if you guys can find me on Johnny Young 115 all across the board. That's on Twitch. That's on Twitter. That's and then on Instagram it's Johnny Young _115. But generally across the board, you can find me there. And and then my fondest gaming moment, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, it would probably have to be like me and one of my best friends. We used to go to this UCLA arcade back in the day. We used to take the bus, and at the time at UCLA arcade had this huge like screen. It was like a movie like huge. It was ginormous Tekken Tag screen. And they had an arcade there, and for $20, I think for the weekend, you pay 20. The entrance fee was like $20, and you could play from like 9 to it was like 8 to 12 or something like that at night. It was like for 4 hours. It was just everything's unlimited. Like every racing game, every shooting game, everything that was there. You just paid an entrance fee, and everything was free. And I remember me and my buddy would just talk we're like waiting in line, we put our quarters up. Oh yeah, this guy, we could take this guy, blah blah blah, and and just kicking their ass and feeling good. Because it was like a huge screen, like everyone could see it, and we played a ton of Tekken back in the day. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Yeah. Other than that, being crypto, I gotta say this is definitely changed my. I mean, it's not a gaming moment, but in a moment of like whole, gaming related, probably being crypto, it's definitely changed a lot of things in my life.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Johnny, for joining us today. And signing out of the 3 Stack. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Farewell.
Bye.
Bye bye.